Hey YouTube, back with another video, and this one's a little different. This one's going to cover a couple of my knives, the sheaths, but mainly what I wanted to cover was this pouch right here. Just to get the introduction out of the way, and they're designed by Lester River Bushcraft, and holy crap. This was sent to me by a friend of mine on Instagram, and I bet you he's going to be watching the video. And however, I'm guessing 6 months ago, maybe even 8 months ago, he sent this to me. And I've been using it. It's really, really changed my idea for knife sheaths. Because when I first designed these types of sheaths, what I wanted to do was put, a leather pouch on here that could hold a sharpening stone, maybe an Altoids tin, something like that. Or maybe even a larger one that was thicker that you could put, water filter or whatever in. That being said, when I designed these sheaths several years ago, I wanted them to be able to be shouldered. Carrying a really large belt knife at times gets to be heavy. The weight involved, pulling your pants down to one side. The blades that I designed are heavy. They're, this one's 3/16 inch thick. The good old Saguaro survival knife. It's seen its days of use, and still to this day I use it, and it's still holding up just as beautifully as the day I got it. And if my channel happens to go okay, if I can keep the views up on the videos, if I can keep you guys entertained and going in the right direction, we may see a return of these. Let's cross our fingers and really hope that can happen. I would love to see the Saguaro survival knife back in action. As a matter of fact, everyone that gets one, I really hope that they do a video when the time comes, because I would love to share that stuff. But one of the best knives I ever designed, Saguaro survival knife, hands down. So this one, unfortunately, was kind of part of a failed experiment. There is a design of this on my computer. It's kind of updated. It's got more of the handle of the Saguaro survival knife, but yet the exposed tang is still there. I believe I put the same handle on an updated version of the Saguaro survival knife. I would have to double check. I kind of get things mixed up sometimes, but as things happen, we'll see. That's all I can say. We'll see. With that being said, the SPCSE, there will be a name change. This knife, 3/16 of an inch thick. It was supposed to have a full flat grind or a modified saber grind, but they ended up putting that weird grind that only Pro Tool could do. As one friend of mine called them, an abortion. I would have a tendency to agree. However, you can see my sharpening and honing throughout the years. There's still some gouges in there that Pro Tool put in the blade, but damn does this thing get an edge. Damn is this blade workable, and damn is it strong. This is one that I would like to see done again as well. Just when I got this thing in my hand, the only thing that upset me was the grind. Granted, it doesn't look bad. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't harm the functionability of the blade. It's just not what it was supposed to be. And if you get to chopping too aggressively with the larger knife with a Scandi grind, we all know what happens. You end up getting edge rolling. things like that. How I ever managed to not have that problem on this blade, it just amazes me. But another one of my pride and joys, just a fantastic blade to use. It has proven itself to me over the years. It's one that I seriously wish would have been able to continue. And it's the same with this sheath. I wanted to be able to take my sheaths and shoulder them. So this has got, I believe this is a laptop bag strap, if I'm not mistaken. But no, it performs its task. It does what it's supposed to do. These loops that I put into the sheath, you can do it left, right. It doesn't matter. You could even cross them and wear them as a backpack if you want. It doesn't matter. And these aren't going anywhere. They're copper riveted in place. It's a very, very rugged sheath that I put together. But inside, let's get to the goodies here. A little bit of live fire. This actual live fire I found in one of my packs down at the bottom. It must have fallen out of the fire kit and landed down there. Yeah, it still smells brand new, and I've had this probably for 10 years, at least since it came out. I found that hilarious. There's the straw for the filter that's in here. Tops Knives, everybody. I'm still a huge Tops Knives fan. I will always and forever be a Tops Knives fan. Here's the filter. Put a filter in there. The Sawyer Mini. All the research I've done. I've got one in one of my packs that I had started using before I left Arizona. And I've got to say, this is one of the best filters I've ever used. This one actually allows me to be able to drink right out of the source. There's no pre-treatment at all whatsoever. And the cool part is, the flow going this way, you got your syringe, you just plunge the syringe and backwash it, backflow it, and clean it out. This is by far just a killer filter. And I'm probably preaching to the choir. I'm sure everybody knows all about those. Water purification tablets. Get the rest of this out of here. Oh, no, that's old. Still usable though. Diethylene glycol. This is fuel gel. And wow, look at that. Yeah, the integrity of the package isn't compromised though. It's just the plastic coating that's coming off of the, I guess that's the hermetically sealed package. But anyway, there it is. It's still usable. Let's dump, there we go. Trioxane. If you remember my old videos from 16 or so years ago, I used a lot of trioxane. I still like trioxane to be carried in a bushcraft survival kit, whatever the case may be. The stuff has been used for a long time. It works. And there's only one drawback I've found with it. It's, you see the size of this bar? It's an unopened package. They actually seem to disintegrate over time, which I'm going to have to take that out and use it. And it doesn't take much. You just break them and use them. Good stuff. Really good stuff. And a match case. A little flint striker on the bottom. We're all familiar with these, except for this right here. That is another Strike-All from Pro Tool Industries. It's a water-resistant match striker. That one, see how well used that thing is. I've used this thing a lot, and that was when I was involved with the testing of the product. I really seriously wish that company would have left them to where you could stick them on whatever you wanted instead of doing that stupid Matchbox. I'm not even going to get into that. But it impressed me so much, the simple fact that if you get that thing wet, all you had to do was blow it off. I mean, wipe it off on even a wet rag. Just get the excess moisture off and it would work. Fantastic. Granted, it's not something that would last 1,000 years. And it wasn't supposed to. It's one of those items that you use it when you need it. And you could trust it to work. Definitely a good piece of gear. The guy that designed it, his name was Steve Slack. And he's also a very good friend of mine. He came up with the idea and he showed it to me before he submitted it to Pro Tool. And I told him, I said, you've got to get that on the market. I believe the military would even be interested in something like that. Unfortunately, it never made it that far. Pro Tool went under, and enough about Pro Tool. Let's not go there. Anyway, this is basically what I throw into the kit. There are a couple more things. In the thumbnail, you'll probably notice that there are a couple of other things that are missing from what I'm showing you here in the video. That's no big deal. They still fit. They still go. I just decided, well, I'd probably better keep them in my pocket because I'll be using those more often than these. The knife I can pull off my shoulder, hang it on a tree and camp, whatever I need to do. However, the other stuff, I just keep it in my pocket because that's going to be on me no matter what. Alrighty. I hope you enjoyed this really quick overview of a few things that I've been putting together and going over and just thinking about. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.